Standard 6, Instructional Planning.
Holy Madeline, Hunter POIS, what in the John Dewey are you doing?
Oh, Sister Habit, I feel like I have to stand on my head to meet these standards.
Do you really?
Okay.
Standard 6, Instructional Planning. The teacher plans instruction to support students in meeting rigorous learning goals by drawing upon knowledge of content areas, Utah core standards, instructional best practices, and the community context.
Standard 6 is Instructional Planning. I always start with the Common Core standards and then I consider what might be best for my students. One of my objectives is for my students to be able to create original work and also to determine a theme from text. That's why I have my students create a book blog on blogger.com.
But Sister Habit, you are using a typewriter to do your planning?
Yes, I feel that technology has given me a very good edge to keep up with my students.
Isn't that a little bit old-fashioned?
You know, it is. My students like to use something they call the laptop. However, we can both do the same thing. My students like to blog about the themes in their books, and I like to type about them.
So, as a teacher, you didn't really change your planning methods to address these standards, did you?
I didn't. I just took my personal reading history, copied it, pasted it, and put it into a Google document survey, and my students took it as usual.
That was really brilliant. That was a really brilliant way to adjust your planning.
I'm jumping through hoops.
In Sister Habit's Instructional Planning, she lays the groundwork for relevant learning experiences for her students by having them complete a reading inventory. Addressing core standards, sequencing learning activities, selecting appropriate resources, accommodating different learning styles. The book blogs created by Sister Habit's students are the result of her deliberate instructional planning. Here are some other examples of evidence of Standard 6. In planning her library instruction, POIS first meets with her colleagues to see which core standards she can best address in the library.
I'm jumping through hoops.
By addressing standards from U.S. history and language arts, this lesson would be great evidence to include in the UEA toolkit under both Standard 6, Instructional Planning, and Standard 9, Collaboration.
I'm jumping through hoops.
Planning for student differences is a key element of Standard 6. In planning a Valentine's Day Fall in Love with a Book activity, POIS created an ebook harmony profile to match readers with books they could really love.
You don't have to stand on your head. You don't have to jump through hoops to meet these standards. All you need to do is be
A little more deliberate in your planning.
You don't have to be afraid of the new standards. You don't have to stand on your head, and you certainly don't have to jump through hoops. You don't need to be afraid of the new standards. You're not going to have to... I just had this picture of you on your head.
okay.
I'm jumping through hoops.